Hey guys, Rockingtheblade here once again. What's up, everybody? Welcome to my spoiler-free movie review of Jumanji. Welcome to the jungle. I know, like when Insidious: The Last Key, I am super late, but I wanted to talk about it considering the fact that it's like the number one movie in America nearly for like 4 weeks. I mean, it's a pretty damn good movie to say the least. And to be honest, at first I was very hesitant to see it, because one, I was having personal problems in my life during that time of its release, and second, it's supposedly a sequel to, in my opinion, an original classic, and every time they do a sequel to like something that which the first series was good, you kind of like, I don't know, I'm not sure about this. But like Blade Runner 2049 and the new Karate Kid, starring Jane Smith and Jackie Chan, it was really good. It starred Karen Gillian, which I don't know who she is, but she did a good job. She'll play as Ruby Roundhouse, and of course the other characters that were there was the Rock, Kevin Hart, and even Jack Black. They also, so what's it about? It's about these kids that these four kids that go to high school, and they go to high school, and each kind of got in trouble in the school, so they had to go to detention. So they're like I guess like unclipping these, I guess arranging books or something, and there's like kind of looking Chinese looking like bootleg system with the word Jumanji on it. So because Jumanji, the board game, funny enough. Like, I know this is kind of a little bit of mild spoilers, but I want to show you like how they got into the game. Still a little mild, but you'll see it for yourself. I mean, it doesn't tell in the trailer, so it's not really a spoiler. So, the original, of course, the original Jumanji game was a board game because back in the '90s, board games. I mean, they still are now, but I mean, back when I was growing up, they were like really a thing. Like Monopoly, Trouble, Mousetrap. Now it's like, I mean, it's still around, but not as prevalent, like in the '80s and '90s. So what the board game did to evolve to appeal to the modern, to its time period, it changed to like a game console. So apparently it was an old school like looking like game console that they'd never seen before. They hooked it up. They each picked their character they wanted to be, and then were transported into the game. So and then now in this whole new the game world as these new characters, a geeky kid being the Rock, this big football looking dude, is like Kevin Hart, this small guy, who knows about animals and like carries items. Jack Black is like this basic like, oh my god, Starbucks girl, which was Jack Black, which that was funny. And this like nerdy girl who's was Ruby Roundhouse. And it was like, and I this is like Jack Black and The Rock's performance, because The Rock in these times he acts like such a badass, but here you can tell he was character acting, like he was like, he had the muscle and looks and the physiques of a Rock, he was clearly someone else. Also like Jack Black, he was a woman and he liked them all girly and stuff, and it was like great. I know people complain about Kevin Hart just being Kevin Hart, true, but it's like with the Will Smith thing. He does so well at acting wise that you can forgive it. Also, Karen Gillan did a good job too. She was very, she looked badass, but like she's like this awkward girl. And there's one part to distract these bad guys to get somewhere, and it was like one of the most funniest scenes ever because she was like trying so goddamn hard, and it was like hilarious. And the other thing, the movie was funny, well action packed. The main villain guy looked creepy as hell. So basically. The plot is they're in the game. They got to find this ruby and put it back to this giant like lion statue so they can get out. So they're trying to get it from this evil looking guy, which from what I've seen could control animals. And this guy looks creepy as hell. You're like bugs like coming out of his ears, and like it looks creepy. Though there's one flaw that I have to bring up that even Jeremy Jacks have to admit, it was kind of like, I'm surprised they didn't really touch on this, because like they're like a Jeep, they showed like a cut scene, they weren't there, but they showed like video game cut scene, like what's going on. Yeah, but there were times the villains were talking by themselves, but yet they couldn't see what the villains were talking about, so it was like a weird like continuity kind of thing, like okay, they get saw like how this guy got the jewel and given it to them to bring it back, but yet the times the villains were talking to each other, they don't see that. I know it's hard to explain. I mean, Jeremy Jimes can explain that part better than I can. By the way, he's a great YouTube channel. Definitely check it out. But excuse me. But yeah, but yeah, it was one of those things like it was just weird. But other than that, it was a good time. I love the fact that it was going off the game logic. It was still it had like it had nice bonding, teamwork moments, character development, and just good action too. Something the Rock. I mean, he makes it look so good. It's kind of funny. He's this geeky guy. He's like, he's like saying on the moves like punch, uppercut. It was just so hilarious though, like him doing that shit. But at the same time, it makes sense he'd be good at stuff like that because he plays video games. And it was just a well written, well done movie. People that seem unlikable at first, were unlikable and not likable. So it was like really well done and explained in this character development. Oh yeah, by the way, if you're wondering, Hey Rockingtheblade, is it like an Easter egg or acknowledgement that the original movie existed? Yes, and it was a good one too. I won't spoil it, but it does acknowledge it, and it's such a good, clever way. I'm like, I could see that. Considering in the jungle, if you've seen the original one, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to spoil it, but you'll know when you see it, and it put a big smile on the face, like, wow, that was a nice touch. I really like that. That was a nice touch. They didn't have to do that, but they did, and they did it as a classy way. It's a nice tribute to Robin Williams, which, rest in peace, man. I miss him. I really do. But yeah, it was his own. I like that. It was his own thing. It wasn't like trying to gotta have the name, but it was his own thing, which I like that. It brought something different to the franchise, and I really appreciated that. Who knows? Maybe with the third one, which I heard there's a sequel to it, they might do a VR angle to it. You never know. The possibilities are endless at this point with Jumanji, but overall, it's a good movie. It was, like I said, very funny. The Rock and especially Jack Black were out of character, but in a good way. It makes sense because is like I said, a nerd being this big tough action dude, and then Jack, the girl, this Starbucks girl was being Jack Black's character, who's a navigator, by the way. Her character can read maps and stuff. Overall, it was just action packed. It was funny. It was well done. Also, Nick Jonas was in there. And I know during Disney December on the Nostalgic Critic channel, there you go. I speak English good now. Nick Jonas was in some movies, and he said his acting was terrible. Which, yeah, it was. I'm not gonna lie. But here, I guess he hired an acting coach. He did a good job here in the Jumanji movie, Nick Jonas. And yeah, in fact, I didn't know it was him till I was doing research on my reviews. I was doing research because I wanted to find out who played Ruby Runhouse girl, Karen, one who one of the character was, which was Karen Gillian. I wanted to find out who she was. I also found out, oh, that was Nick. Oh, I didn't know. He did a good job. He did. I can't spoil what was his character, why he's there, but yeah, what was it? But yeah, it's a spoiler why I can explain why his character is there because he's playing another person that got trapped. Well, I won't spoil who that is because that was very important. But you'll be shocked when he finds out the revelation of it, how long he's been there. So I don't want to spoil it, but you'll know when it happens. But overall, again, it was a good movie. I mean, but like I said, the action was great. It was funny. I mean, even though the villain was creepy, he was kind of like your generic, I want the diamond or ruby, whatever that is that he wants back from them. Typical, I want this because I want it. No, he's not really like Ultron or Loki levels of awesome villain or or General Zod, what I'm saying, or Enchantress, or levels of she's awesome. He's such an awesome villain. He's kind of one known and forgettable. Honestly, that the elf from Thor: The Dark World, on that level. Though I will at least give the Dark Elf. Yeah, at least he did some shit. I mean, another thing he didn't, but he did more in comparison to what this guy was offering. But other than that, the cast was great. I really enjoyed everybody. Especially Nick Jonas, he really stepped up his acting game because he had an acting coach. He did Phenomenal work there. Overall, it's a good movie and it's deserving it being number one. It's just a damn good like family movie. It's a movie you can bring your family to and really enjoy. I can't wait to see what they bring with the sequel, honestly. But overall, it's definitely worth a watch. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. And as always, Rockingtheblade signing out. Hope to see you guys again real soon. Peace out.